So when it looked like Stefanski is in serious trouble for allowing Dillon Gabriel to pretty much cost them the game in the fourth quarter.
What did you see from Dillon Gabriel in his first start, having to come in himself and was able to kind of run the team and keep you guys really in it towards the very end?
I mean, it looked like he usually does.
Oh, it finally happened. Myles Garrett just went full meltdown mode, and this time it's not over a helmet swing. The man is furious after hearing Dillon Gabriel is starting over Shadur Sanders. Yep, apparently, Cleveland's strongest man just discovered what QB controversy really means. But was this the Browns' master plan, or the dumbest move in football history? Buckle up, because this drama's about to tackle harder than Garrett himself.
What you want me to really say about Dillon Gabriel over the next 3.5 hours? Well, he was composed. Great. You know how he conducted himself? He conducted himself how a career backup should conduct himself, where you just hope that you're able to hold down the fort until the regular starter comes back. The problem is, we don't have a regular starter that comes back. Well, we do, but nobody wants to see him. So nobody wants that to happen. So here we have to hope that Dillon Gabriel, a guy who is certainly limited, a guy who's smart enough to probably be a coach in the NFL someday, has to go out there.
Myles Garrett didn't just react, he detonated. The Browns could have announced they were relocating to Mars, and it still wouldn't have gotten the kind of reaction that came out of Cleveland's most terrifying pass rusher when he heard Dillon Gabriel, the baby-faced Oklahoma gunslinger, was getting the nod over Shadur Sanders. You could practically hear the sound of Garrett's jaw hitting his weight rack.
Jay, you mentioned you were a little disappointed in some of the accuracy you saw from Dillon Gabriel, so I'll let you go first on this. What grade overall would you give Dillon in his first NFL
I give him a
start?
C. And that takes into account a lot of things.
The man spends his off-seasons bench-pressing cars and terrorizing quarterbacks. But even he couldn't lift the weight of this decision. Apparently, the Browns coaching staff saw something in Gabriel. Maybe it was leadership, maybe it was accuracy, maybe it was a weird dream after watching college highlights at 3 a.m. But whatever it was, they clearly didn't see Shedeur.
And before we even get to this, here's the thing that I understand about Dillon Gabriel, and I've always said it. Said it on UCSS, I've said it on everything. Reality of the situation is this. Dillon Gabriel is playing. Do I think that Dillon Gabriel is a franchise quarterback? No. But am I sitting here hating on Dillon Gabriel? You can never accuse me of hating on Dillon Gabriel. He's starting. I'm going to see what he can do. If Dillon Gabriel comes...
And that, in Garrett's world, is football heresy. For a team that's been through more quarterback chaos than a reality dating show, this choice felt like deja vu. Another round of Who Wants to Confuse the Locker Room starring the Cleveland Browns. And let's be honest, when Myles Garrett is mad, it's not your average tantrum. This is a man who could turn a motivational speech into an earthquake.
Until that is cleansed, and it's never going to be cleansed, it is a massive obstacle for any coach to overcome, which is why I said a couple weeks ago, I truly believe the Browns' only chance at actually winning at a high level is to get lucky on a quarterback like the Bengals did with Burrow. That is their only chance. Short of that happening, it don't matter who the coach is,
But
it
Jay,
don't matter who the GM is, they are not going to win.
The way he looked at that decision probably had the offensive line rethinking their life choices. Even the coaches might have started checking for exit routes, just in case the defensive captain decided to express his constructive feedback the old-fashioned way, by tackling a Gatorade cooler through the wall. And honestly, if you're already laughing at the image of that, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button before Garrett hits something else. Because this drama's just getting warmed up, and it's about to get even wilder.
This could have been a B- game for Dillon Gabriel. There's one pass that he missed. They ran a bootleg that was on a first down when they were trying to ice the game.
Talking about.
Yep, I do too.
They ran a bootleg, and it's difficult for the play design because they booted to the right, which is against the grain for a lefty.
That's exactly right. It's a very tough throw.
And it's easy looking, but it's tough.
But this isn't just about Myles being mad. It's about what that reaction means inside the Browns locker room. Because when the face of your defense is clearly skeptical of your offensive choices, you've got tension simmering like bad chili. Players notice, they talk, they whisper during drills, exchange looks in meetings, and suddenly the vibe shifts. Garrett is a respected leader. When he's all in, the team follows. When he's side-eyeing decisions, you can bet everyone else starts asking questions too. And right now, the biggest question in Cleveland is simple. Did the Browns just bench the future for the familiar? Shadur Sanders wasn't drafted to sit quietly and clap politely from the sideline. He came in with confidence, charisma, and a highlight reel that made scouts drool. He's got the kind of energy that makes teammates believe again. The spark that turns locker rooms into believers and doubters into fans.
Into the offense in the fourth quarter, it seemed like the success he had earlier in the first ball unit.
Yeah, I think just got to convert. You know, you look back, there's obvious times you got to go make it happen. Starts with me.
But now, he's holding a clipboard while Dillon Gabriel, who barely finished unpacking his college dorm, gets the keys to the franchise. You can't blame Garrett for losing his mind a little. The guy has spent years dragging Cleveland out of mediocrity by sheer willpower. Every season, he watches the defense grind while the offense plays musical chairs with quarterbacks. It's like clockwork. New year, new plan, same confusion. And just when it looked like Shedeur might finally be the answer, the Browns did what the Browns do best. They zigged when logic said zag. Imagine being Garrett. You've faced Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, quarterbacks who make defenses look like traffic cones. You finally think your team's got one of those electric young QBs who can fight back, who can throw lasers and talk trash while doing it.
Yeah, I think there's always something to build on. No moral victories whatsoever, but I think regardless of result, week to week, there's a process, and more time you spend around anyone, you're going to get more continuity, and that's, you know, QB to receiver, that's QB to running back, that's us as a whole unit coming together really and getting comfortable with you know, our unit.
And then the coaches tell you, nah, we're starting the other guy. You'd need a deep breathing exercise and a priest to get through that news. Of course, the Browns framed it as competition. They love that word. It sounds responsible, strategic, like they're playing chess instead of checkers. But everyone knows what's really going on. It's the classic NFL fear of youth. Coaches want the shiny new toy, but they don't trust it yet. Gabriel feels safer, less flashy, less unpredictable. The kind of guy who'll follow the playbook, not improvise like he's in a highlight reel. The problem is, safe doesn't win games in Cleveland. Safe is how you end up losing 17-14 and calling it a learning experience.
Yeah, just felt a little, didn't get into very many advantageous down and distances. Ended up in too many third and longs. There were penalties. We just have to be better, have to score some points.
Would you do anything differently on the next to last drive? We ran 3 plays in 11 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, we ran it twice. They called their timeouts. Felt decent about the pass. Obviously, got it.
Shadur brings chaos, but the good kind. The kind that wins games when everything's collapsing. The kind that makes fans jump out of their seats and defensive linemen start believing they're playing for something more than pride. Garrett knows this. He sees that energy, that chip on Shedeur's shoulder, that swagger that doesn't feel forced. It's the same kind of energy that Garrett himself plays with, a mix of rage, confidence, and pure refusal to lose. So when the Browns chose Gabriel, it wasn't just a football decision, it was a personality clash. The safe, conventional rookie versus the confident, spotlight-ready star in waiting. And that kind of split doesn't stay quiet in an NFL locker room for long.
Gabriel did not play bad, but Dillon Gabriel didn't play good enough to warrant that the change was necessary. Because I told y'all, I told y'all, until one of these quarterbacks scored more than 21 points, the Browns ain't gonna lose. I mean, the Browns ain't gonna win. They're gonna lose.
Teammates pick sides, even if they don't say it out loud. The defense might be rallying behind Shedeur, waiting for the offense to realize what they've got. And if Gabriel slips up even once, you can bet those whispers will turn into a full-blown chorus of "put Shedeur in." Because of Garrett's outburst? That's not just about week 1. That's about the entire culture of the team. He's tired of watching potential go to waste. He's tired of the Browns' habit of outsmarting themselves. And deep down, he's probably thinking what every Cleveland fan is thinking. If Shedeur doesn't start now, when will he?
And Shedeur is still stuck at QB3, which is mind-numbing. Unbelievable. This team, they take a step forward and still take a step backwards. But here's the other thing. Rookie quarterbacks against Minnesota, You talk about an uphill battle. So Minnesota last year went 5-0 against rookie quarterbacks. Their defensive coordinator.
The irony is that Shedeur has been handling it like a pro. Cool, calm, smiling at practice, acting unbothered. But everyone knows that smile hides fire. This is Deion Sanders' son, after all. He's been built for pressure. Being doubted is practically his birthright. Every time someone tells him, not yet, he finds a way to prove it's already too late for that. And if Garrett's making this much noise now, just imagine the storm that'll hit when Shedeur finally gets that first snap. And let's face it, Cleveland does chaos better than most. Every time things start looking stable, something wild happens to remind everyone it's still the Browns. But this one hits differently, because this time, it's not just another quarterback shuffle. It's a clash between the old mindset and the new era waiting to burst through the door.
Gabriel didn't do nothing special at all. Nothing special at all. Look at the stat. 19 for 33, 190 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And he got sacked twice. Dillon Gabriel didn't do nothing more than what Joe Flacco was going to do. Nothing. Game manager. He only threw 1 pass, maybe 2 passes over 20 yards.
Myles Garrett knows it. The team feels it. And Shedeur? He's just waiting, silently collecting receipts. Every pass Gabriel throws will be judged. Every incompletion will echo. Every loss will look like a mistake carved in bold letters. And when that door finally opens for him, don't be surprised if Shadur Sanders walks in, shuts everyone up, and turns the whole thing into the redemption story Cleveland didn't even know it needed. Because right now, Myles Garrett isn't just angry. He's prophetic. He's seeing the storm before it hits. And if the Browns don't fix it fast, that biggest mistake ever line might turn from an overreaction into the understatement of the season. So, what do you think? Will Shadur Sanders get the shot he deserves, or is Cleveland about to learn the hard way? If you want to keep up with all the chaos, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell, because you won't want to miss a single explosive moment.